We look forward to seeing more Nigerian companies investing in South Africa. In fact, we want to see Nigerian products on the shelves of South African shops.
South Africa relaxes visa rules for Nigerian tourists and business people. President Bola Tinubu of Nigeria arrived in South Africa after an 11-hour flight from France, where he was hosted by President Emmanuel Macron on a 3-day historic state visit to Paris. He's in South Africa for the historic 11th session of the Nigeria-South Africa Bi-National Commission held in Tunwys, Cape Town. After the signing of communiqué by both leaders, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa announced that Nigerian tourists can now apply for a visa without the need to submit a passport.
Are you well?
I'm well. I'm well.
Good to see you.
There's a friend outside. No, not Abuja. I came from France.
Oh, you came from France?
Yeah.
That's a
11 hours.
11 hours. That's a long trip. That's a long trip. They want to take their pound of flesh. I'm sure they want us to be seated.
He made the announcement on Tuesday, December 3, 2024, during the opening of the 11th session, which was attended by President Bola Tinubu. He explained that South Africa had simplified its visa processes to make travel easier for Nigerian business people and tourists, introducing measures such as 5-year multiple entry visas.
The establishment of diplomatic relations between Nigeria and South Africa, we see a bright future for our relationship. Our strong bonds of friendship provide a firm foundation for our two countries for more meaningful economic cooperation. Nigeria is a host to a number of South African companies that operate in Nigeria. South Africa has always been open for Nigerian businesses, and this has been reflected in a number of investment and operations established in this country as well. But there is much more that we need to do in this regard. We need to remove the remaining constraints to greater investment, just as we need to address some of the challenges that companies experience. We are encouraged by the actions that are being taken under your leadership, Your Excellency, to further strengthen and foster business environment in Nigeria that offers assurances to investors, including from South Africa. Our government continues with its efforts to improve the ease of doing business in South Africa. We want to enable investors to promote and operate their businesses in a manner that will enable them to pursue various opportunities in various sectors of the economy. We look forward to seeing more Nigerian companies investing in South Africa. In fact, we want to see Nigerian products on the shelves of South African shops. Our efforts to create a favorable environment include our simplified visa process for Nigerian business people to travel to South Africa, qualifying Nigerian business people can be granted a 5-year multiple entry visa. In addition, tourists from Nigeria are now able to apply for a visa without even submitting a passport. We expect that this 11th session of our Binational Commission will enable us to consolidate cooperation in a number of other areas. And we need to implement the many decisions that have already been taken between our two countries to follow up progress that has been achieved. Nigeria is South Africa's largest trading partner in West Africa. However, there is much more opportunity that is there for growth. The African Continental Free Trade Area will allow our two countries to trade in a more seamless manner across a variety of products. And this is the time for us to seize the opportunity to begin robust trading between Nigeria and South Africa. So our two countries are important countries in various respects in our regions on the African continent. We are also important in terms of our voice in the international arena as Nigeria and South Africa. As responsible members of the community of nations, we ought to be concerned about the future of our global system of governance. In an increasingly volatile environment globally, we are witnessing the erosion of the principles that underpin the peaceful conduct of relations amongst nations with respect to law and order and the development of our societies. South Africa has just assumed, as you well know, Your Excellency, the presidency of the G20. It will be the very first time that G20 members, leaders, will be holding their summit for the first time on African soil. Your Excellency, I thank you for being here. For us as South Africa, it is a real joy to have you and your delegation from Nigeria here in Cape Town today. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, President Cyril, Ramaphosa, Your Excellency, Honorable Ministers and Head of Departments, the High Commissioner of South Africa to Nigeria, and the Acting High Commissioner of Nigeria to South Africa, senior officials of both African and Nigerian governments, members of the Chambers of Commerce, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I bring to you a fraternal greetings from the people and government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I am pleased to participate in the Nigerian South African National Commission BNC for the first time. In this edition of BNC is both productive and resourceful and historic. My love for this event is born of the storied and proud history of Nigeria, South African relationship, which has since been very strong since the end of apartheid and the birth of true democracy in this great country. Nigeria's contribution to that epic struggle represent noble and outstanding moments in our foreign policy and the history of our continent. The evolution role as a leading nation in this continent we believe in democracy, freedom, and equity. You have achieved this as our sister country. You deserve the freedom and justice, not the discrimination and suppression to which that terrible subject attained. Nigerians from all walks of life were mobilized in unison. I'm very happy to.
Ramaphosa said the efforts was to create a favorable environment included simplifying the visa process for Nigerian business people traveling to South Africa. Qualifying Nigerian business people were granted a 5-year multiple entry visa, he said. The president also reaffirmed South Africa's commitment to removing barriers to increased investment and addressing the challenges faced by companies in both nations. He highlighted the strong diplomatic relations that have flourished over the past 30 years, stating that this solid foundation paves the way for meaningful economic cooperation. With these new visa rules, South Africa is truly opening its doors to Nigerian tourists and entrepreneurs. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates.